4 signs your emergency fund is insufficient. An emergency fund is your financial safety net, a buffer against life's unexpected storms, job loss, medical bills, or car repairs. It's not just about having savings, it's about having enough, in the right place, ready to protect you without stress. An insufficient emergency fund can leave you vulnerable, forcing tough choices or debt. Recognizing the signs that your fund falls short empowers you to take control, build resilience, and secure your financial future. Drawing on insights from personal finance experts and reputable sources like Forbes, Bankrate, and the Wall Street Journal, here are 4 signs that your emergency fund is insufficient, illustrated with examples like Sarah and Noah. Each sign includes actionable steps to strengthen your fund, inspiring you to achieve peace of mind. To keep the tone engaging and motivational, I'll include periodic invitations to reflect or connect every few signs, ensuring a comfortable and inspiring flow for anyone seeking financial stability. 1. It covers less than 3 months of expenses. Why it matters. An emergency fund should cover at least 3 months of essential expenses, like rent, groceries, and utilities, to weather disruptions like layoffs or health issues. Less than that leaves you exposed to financial strain. A 2023 Bankrate survey found that 60% of Americans lack savings for 3 months of expenses, with many dipping into debt during emergencies. For example, Sarah, a 30-year-old teacher, saved $6,000 to cover 3 months of $2,000 expenses, ensuring security, while Noah, a 28-year-old freelancer, has only $1,000, risking debt if work dries up. Signs your emergency fund is insufficient. Your savings fall short of 3 months' worth of must-have expenses, like housing or food. You'd struggle to pay bills for a month without income, relying on credit or loans. You haven't calculated your monthly expenses to know what enough looks like. The evidence. 3 to 6 months of expenses is the standard for stability. A 2022 Journal of Financial Planning study found that households with at least 3 months savings were 25% less likely to face financial distress during disruptions. Smaller funds often deplete quickly, per Forbes' personal finance guides, especially for variable earners like freelancers. Budgeting tools help quantify needs accurately. How to address it. Calculate expenses. List 1 month's essential costs, like rent and groceries, today, as Sarah does. Set a target. Aim for 3 to 6 months expenses, like $6,000 for $2,000 monthly costs, like Noah could. Save incrementally. Automate $50 to $100 monthly transfers to a savings account to build your fund. Cut 1 expense. Reduce dining out by $20 weekly to boost savings by $80 a month. Motivational tip. Like Sarah, tally your monthly expenses today, like $500 for rent, to set a clear savings goal. Picture your emergency fund as a shield, guarding you from stress. This week, save $10 toward your fund to start building security and feel the power of preparedness. 2. You've had to borrow for emergencies. Why it matters. Resorting to loans, credit cards, or borrowing from family for unexpected expenses signals that your emergency fund is too small or inaccessible. A robust fund prevents debt and preserves independence. A 2024 Forbes report states that 35% of Americans used credit for emergencies last year, with 20% accruing high-interest debt. For example, Sarah covers a $1,200 car repair from her fund, staying debt-free, while Noah charges an $800 medical bill to his credit card, facing 18% interest. Signs your emergency fund is insufficient. You've used credit or loans for recent emergencies, like repairs or medical costs. Borrowing feels like your only option when unexpected expenses arise, adding stress. Your savings, if any, weren't enough to cover even small emergencies, like $500. The evidence. Debt compounds financial strain. A 2023 Journal of Consumer Affairs study found that households avoiding debt for emergencies were 20% more financially stable and reported 15% less stress. Borrowing, especially at high rates, erodes wealth, per Bankrate debt management advice. An adequate fund covers typical emergencies, $500 to $2,000, without external help. How to address it. Build a starter fund. Save $1,000 for small emergencies, like repairs, as Sarah does, within 6 months. Pay down debt. Allocate $50 monthly to high-interest debt, like Noah could, to free up future funds. Prioritize savings. Divert one non-essential expense, like subscriptions, to your fund. Track emergencies. Note one recent unexpected cost, like a vet bill, to estimate fund needs. Motivational tip. Like Sarah, redirect $5 today from a non-essential, like coffee, to your emergency fund. See borrowing as a trap you're outsmarting with savings. This week, set up a $10 monthly auto transfer to your fund to avoid debt and feel the freedom of self-reliance. Have you avoided borrowing with savings? Share your win or follow for more financial tips. 3. It's not in a separate, accessible account. Why it matters. Keeping your emergency fund mixed with checking accounts or in hard-to-access places, like investments, risks accidental spending or delays when you need cash fast. A separate, liquid account ensures readiness. A 2023 The Wall Street Journal article notes that 40% of savers keep emergency funds in risky or inaccessible places, delaying access or losing value. For example, Sarah stores her fund in a high-yield savings account, earning 4% interest and accessible in 24 hours, while Noah's savings are tangled in his checking account, often spent on daily expenses. Signs your emergency fund is insufficient. Your emergency savings are in your main checking account, mixed with daily spending. Funds are tied up in illiquid assets, like stocks, requiring days or penalties to access. You've accidentally dipped into savings for non-emergencies, like shopping, due to poor separation. The evidence. Separation and liquidity protect funds. A 2022 Journal of Personal Finance study found that separate savings accounts increased emergency fund retention by 25% and reduced impulsive spending by 20%. High-yield savings or money market accounts offer accessibility and modest growth, per Bankrate savings guides, balancing safety and availability. How to address it? Open a separate account. Start a high-yield savings account, like Ally, with $100, as Sarah does. Ensure accessibility. Choose an account with 24, 48-hour transfers, like Noah could, avoiding penalties. Label clearly. Name your account Emergency Fund to deter non-emergency use. Move funds. Transfer $50 from checking to a dedicated savings account this week. Motivational tip. Like Sarah, open or designate one savings account today for emergencies, even with $5. Picture your fund as a locked vault, safe and ready. This week, move $10 to a separate account to protect your safety net and feel the clarity of organization. 4. You're not replenishing it after withdrawals. Why it matters. Failing to restore your emergency fund after using it for unexpected expenses leaves you vulnerable to future crises, undermining its purpose. Regular replenishment maintains security. A 2024 Bankrate survey found that 45% of Americans don't rebuild their emergency funds after withdrawals, risking depletion. For example, Sarah tops up her fund with $200 monthly after a $1,000 appliance repair, while Noah spends his $500 fund on a trip and never rebuilds, leaving him exposed. Signs your emergency fund is insufficient. Your fund remains depleted after a withdrawal, with no plan to restore it. Do you treat withdrawals as a one-time fix, not prioritizing savings afterward? Your savings balance hovers near zero, unable to cover new emergencies. The evidence. Replenishment ensures longevity. A 2023 Journal of Financial Counseling and Planning study found that households rebuilding funds within 6 months were 20% more resilient to future shocks. Neglecting to restore savings creates a cycle of vulnerability, per Forbes financial planning advice. Budgeting for replenishment treats the fund as a priority. How to address it? Plan replenishment. Set a goal to restore one withdrawal, like $500, in 3 to 6 months, as Sarah does. Automate savings. Schedule $25 monthly transfers to rebuild your fund, like Noah could. Adjust spending. Cut one expense, like streaming, to redirect $15 monthly to savings. Track progress. Monitor your fund's balance monthly to stay motivated. Motivational tip. Like Sarah, commit to saving $5 today toward rebuilding your fund, even after a small withdrawal. See your fund as a well, refilled to keep you secure. This week, automate a $10 monthly transfer to restore your savings and feel the strength of consistency. How have you rebuilt your savings? Share your strategy or follow for more financial wisdom. Strengthen your emergency fund today. An insufficient emergency fund, covering less than 3 months' expenses, forcing borrowing, lacking a separate account, or not being replenished, leaves you exposed to financial stress. Spotting these signs, like Sarah, empowers you to build a robust safety net that protects your future. If your fund shows these weaknesses, like Noah's, every action now can restore stability. Take these steps to fortify your emergency fund. Set a goal. Calculate 3 months' expenses, like $3,000, today. Or avoid debt. Save $20 this week to cover small emergencies. Separate funds. Move $10 to a dedicated savings account today. Replenish regularly. Automate a $15 monthly transfer this week. Your emergency fund is your financial fortress, shielding you from life's uncertainties. Start now with one action. Calculate expenses, save $1, or open an account. Like Sarah, each step you take builds peace of mind and resilience. Keep saving, and watch your financial security grow with every intentional choice.